Session that Amity does and making 5 p.m. as India's learning hour, which is this concept of InstaClass by Amity University, which it's a great initiative. I really I hope for something like this during back in the days when I was learning internet marketing, online marketing stuff, and I wish there was something like this back then. But you guys are lucky because you have access to such kind of content freely available, coming for, people coming from different walks of life, different backgrounds, different industries, and sharing their expertise with you folks. That's awesome, right? All right, so my name is Rohan, and I am also known as a landing page ninja. I am the creator and founder of India's first of its kind workshop that I do, which is landing page domination, and also creator of Internet Marketing Ninjas. Now, today's topic that we have here in this session is on landing pages, of course. Yeah. So what I'm going to be talking about is, so it can be a big what do you say, a big subject to talk about, but because InstaClass is the concept of InstaClass is keeping it short and simple, so about 15-20 minutes. So I'm going to run you down with what are those essential components of having a high converting landing page, things that you cannot overlook. And I'm talking out of experience, not just being a teacher, a practitioner myself. That's what I do for living also. So I will talk about that with you. I will take you through a mind map. I'm going to be sharing with you some different important pointers there that will really help you not make those quite expensive mistakes that I have made throughout my journey. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and share my mind map with you. Where is it? Give me 1 second. Okay, so here we go. All right, so we are on. So I guess you guys can see me. Okay, see the screen. Okay, fine, awesome. All right, so let's keep going from here. Now, what we were talking about is essentially, in essence, is the essential components, vital components of a landing page. But I have to make it easy and simplify the learning experience for all the viewers who are watching this right now. I made sure the way I like to teach is that I like to simplify the concepts and the knowledge and the information and my experience, so that even if you're a beginner, absolute beginner, even you will be able to follow along. Okay, so on that note, what I've done is I've divided this in three different parts, three different sections, you can call it. The first one will be the concept. The second one will be, then we'll talk about the essential components that you should be knowing. And then there's another quick bonus that I've added, which is, what is the hero section and what are those basic components of a hero section of a landing page that you really need to pay close attention to and why you should. So I'll be talking about that here. So let's keep going and let's go to the first part here, which is the concept itself. Now, the first thing I want you guys to know about creating a landing page, and no matter how much you go through different courses, programs, training programs, workshops, webinars, whatever, but I still see, because I do a lot of reviews at the same time, I see a lot of people forgetting this when it comes to the in the process of implementing the actual learning. So people end up forgetting this, which is what is the actual objective of having a landing page? Why do you really need one? Why does a landing page work? What is the objective behind that? So the first thing, and there's only one objective behind a landing page, and that is converting more prospects into buyers. Okay, and that's the end objective. Let's face it, you also know it, I also know it. Nobody is going to run ads paid, nobody is going to do paid advertising to just for fun. Yeah, you will do it because you want something in return, and that's probably to make money one way or the other. So eventually the bottom line is to make money through your paid media. And the reason why you would want a landing page is because the objective behind when you create a landing page, when you start to plan and strategize it, is to convert more prospects into buyers or hot leads, whatever is your strategy, depending on your product or service, your niche, your domain. So depending on that, so always keep this in mind, and that's how you reverse engineer the entire process. Moving on, the second concept is the approach of a landing page, and again, keeping it very simple and straightforward. Landing page follows the simple, straightforward approach. Okay, one product with one desired action only. Okay, I'm going to repeat this one more time. One product and one desired action only. That's the approach a landing page is follows. You cannot have a landing page built with showing like multiple different types of products there. You can have different versions of the same product, but you cannot have different products on a landing page. Makes sense? So, and at the same time, with one desired action only. Now you can't tell someone to, just click here to buy this product, click here to give me your lead, subscribe to your newsletter. That all these things can't be happening on a landing page because you don't want any distraction for your traffic. In respect to they making a decision, whatever you want them to take, because you're kind of leading them towards making that decision. So always keep these things in mind, extremely important pointers. The objective of a landing page is always, there's no other objective. It is converting more prospects into buyers or hot leads. Yeah. And then the approach, one product with one desired action you want them to eventually take. That's the approach that it follows. Moving on. Now, what's the context here? Now, so to make you understand the context of a landing page, the best way for me to simplify it is to make you, run down through some basic differences when it comes to between a landing page and a website. And I've got I've coached people as young as 18-year-old to all the way to 74, and I see this common challenge with people because they don't really understand the actual difference between a landing page and website, and they ask me this question quite a lot of times. So let me take you through these 5 basic differences that you should know and keep in mind. The first one is landing page has no menu. Okay. And why? Because you do not want any kind of distraction. Now think about it. If you walk into a store, okay, and you want to buy a specific product, now out there, when you see that product and you see 30 different options, let's say in form of similar products, would you kind of feel getting lost? You would, right? And probably it'll become a little difficult for you to make a decision of what it is that you should buy. Should you buy a thumbs up or a Coca-Cola or a Pepsi? Unless you are fan of one of the products, in just an example. So similarly, when you do a comparison between a landing page and a website, you would see that if you go to any popular website, any popular tool, or any website, or even any online store, an e-commerce store, you would see there's always a menu. There's always different kind of options, navigation menu over there, which will give you options like check out about the company, about the team behind the product, about the product itself. Gallery they'll share with you all their achievements, the portfolio, yada yada yada. So this is primarily a website. Okay, this is what a website does. This is what a website is supposed to have. On a landing page, none of this should be there, and I still see people make this mistake. And because if you have a menu, that means you are giving something that will cause some sort of distraction. And if it is distracting your potential customers, your hot leads, then you are not following the one product with one desired action approach. So this is the reason why a landing page you don't need to put a menu there. The second is product is the only hero. And let me switch the screen once real quick. And I want to really, take 2 minutes here, and I want to tell you something about this. So why did I just mention that product is the only hero? And the reason behind this is when you put your background images, right, on your landing page, I see this, that people, want to show off all their achievements, the awards and everything they've done in the past, out of their, throughout their life. But you don't want to do that, because a landing page follows what approach? One product, one desired action approach. Your product is the hero, telling people what is it that it can do for them. Nobody cares about who you are and what your achievement is unless you first talk to them about what is it that you have to offer and how it can bring a change in their lives or businesses, depending on whatever your product or business or services. Yeah, makes sense. So let's move on. Let me share the screen back again. with the mind map. All right, there we go. Okay, so we're back up. Yeah. All right. So product is the only hero. Remember that. Okay. Please know your own pictures. Please avoid background pictures with you in the picture itself, holding your award or certificate. Please don't do that. Okay. Uh, Copywriting. Okay. Now the reason why I have this as one of the the as the context and as a difference between a landing page and website is in respect to having a website built and a website done and a landing page done. There's a massive huge difference right there. uh, because think about it, what is the objective of a landing page? Converting more prospects into buyers, hot leads, right? And then the approach that we follow is one product, one desired action approach. Now think about it. This means that you technically would want to persuade people. That means you would want to motivate them, inspire them to take this one desired action. And for you to be able to do it, there's a specific kind of languaging that you got to follow, as opposed to a website. On a website, you can go very professional. You can talk about your company's portfolio, your own achievements, your galleries and stuff like that. You can do all the different products that you have or you've built so far. You can talk about that on a website. But on a landing page, it is all about you connecting with people at a human level, at a personal level, heart to heart. So you got to be relatable. Your content should be relatable. The way you say things matter quite a bit here. Not just what you say, but the way you say it. So that's why the choice of words is going to play a huge role when it comes to you putting content on a website versus on a landing page, and that's a huge difference. The logo is optional. Now, I personally, I don't follow this. I used to, but over the time and over my throughout my experience of running traffic through on different landing pages for different businesses, I don't like to put a logo on a landing page, and you would understand that why towards the end when I talk about the winning structure. But you still the hero section, so you can still go ahead and put a logo. It's an optional personal choice. And then the structure. Okay, the structure of a website versus the structure of a landing page, there's a huge massive difference right there. Like if you go on a website, you would probably see a most common thing that you'll see when you visit the website, you click on it, go on the front page, the home page, you'll see a carousel, or you would see like some kind of a slider with the background the images out there, or probably a video on the top. So it will have a menu and logo on the left, menu on the right. You know what I mean, right? So that's a basic structure of a website. But if you compare it with a landing page, it's entirely different. On a landing page, the structure goes like you always have the hook, the headline on the top, then you have a video, then you have your bullet points, then you have a call to action, and so on and so forth. So the structure is very different, and that's the difference between a website and landing page. So you need to really know this and accept this. Only then you'll be able to start building your high converting landing pages, yeah, and not try to reinvent the wheel. So I hope that I've set this basic concepts right for you, so that you understand the power of having a landing page, and then from here now let's move on to what are those essential vital components of a landing page to keep it short and simple. Now, I've divided this also into 5 parts. Of course, there can be more components as well, depending on the product or your niche or your business that you have. But essentially, like the most vital components of any landing page would always have these are the most, like, you need to have them. Okay, you can't have a landing page without any of this. Okay, the first is hook or headline. Now for this, I just want to give some tips, even though I understand it's this topic is about vital, the essential components of a landing page, but still, I just want to give this away to you. So I want to tell you this, that to create a hook or headline which really grabs people's by their eyeballs, and you just make them stick and make them read what it is that you're trying to say, the first thing is always going to be the hook and headline, because the moment they open your landing page, is the first thing they see. And to be able to nail this, you need to be answering these three questions on a landing page, or on a hook and headline for a landing page. And this is what you want to ask: what's the potential result that your product or service can get them? What's the one major USP that addresses the most burning question, or you can say the most common objection? Yeah. So what's that one major USP should be a part of your headline, and that should be addressing actually the most burning question that they can potentially have in their mind. Yeah, your potential customers. And then the third question you need to be asking is, how easy will it be? When you ask these three questions and answer these three questions and create a hook or a headline, chances are you will really hit big, and you'll probably hit the ball out of the stadium. Yeah, so that's what you want to keep in mind. The hook and headline is the first essential component and will always be. Okay, the second is the video. You cannot have a landing page without a video. Please, people come to me, students come to me, they ask me, can I go without a video? I don't want to do a video, whatever. But I always tell them that's not possible. You need to have a video on your landing page, period. Okay, there's no discussion on that. Now you can have a process of a video, like the structure of a video in respect to, or the content of the video in respect to having it as a sales video, or just an explainer video explaining what your product or service is or can do. Yeah. And the third component is the copywriting. Now, as I was talking before as well, you cannot have a high converting landing page if you're not good at copywriting. You can really become good in respect to the designing element. You can learn a tool from courses, from whatever, from YouTube. Swim into those countless free information from YouTube University, and you can do that. But if you suck at copywriting, my friend, then I'm sorry to say, but you won't be able to make the tables turn. So in order for you to do that, you really need to be good in copywriting, and that's what makes it one of the essential components of a high converting landing page. And the biggest tip that I want to give you out of my experience, the most common mistakes that people make is relatable. Okay, please, it's not just about using fancy words. So for instance, if I want to give you an example, if I talk about in my hook and headline, if I say that there's a secret that no online guru wants you to know in respect to building high converting landing page, just an example, people who are in my domain, in internet marketing niche, would relate to it. But if I use the same kind of words and terms, if I'm addressing an audience, let's say like a doctor or dentist or medical field, and if I say discover the secrets that no online guru wants you to know, it just won't make sense, right? So just to sound cool is not what copywriting is. It's so you don't want to use fancy words to impress people. You got to keep it relatable, thinking about if you're talking to that one specific person, not a group of people. Okay, you need to, when you plan your content, that's how you do it. When you're talking to that one specific person, how would you communicate with that one person? For example, if you're talking to Rohan as your potential customer, that's me, then Rohan is 34-year-old. He's an internet marketer. This is what his domain is. And if I want to talk to him about my product and services, what should be my content be like that'll get his attention? That's how you plan it. So relatable, not using any fancy or not about using fancy words. Yeah. Then benefits more than features as extremely important. Another common mistake people make. And that's essentially how you do that is, I understand that your product can have a plethora of features, and those features can give a lot of different types of benefits to your potential customers. But you need to be very specific in what you choose to put out there as your content. Now, for example, my product can give you 50 other benefits, but what I choose to mention on my landing page is not all those 50 benefits. I choose to put in those benefits of the features which will pre-handle the possible objections. Yeah. So for example, if I'm teaching you how to build landing pages, and one of the features of what I teach could be no coding or experience is required. Like you can use it by simply dragging and dropping and stuff like that. But I would not just say it, oh, you can learn it without any coding experience. Instead, I would make it as a benefit, and I'll talk about, learn how you can build a high converting landing page by simply dragging and dropping without any coding or experience required. So it kind of becomes like you are communicating with them, making it relatable, not just talking about features and becoming salesy. Yeah. So that's how you start to think about copywriting in respect to putting words out there on your landing page. The fourth component is, of course, the social proof. Yeah. Again, people miss on it. Now, you must be thinking that, Rohan, if I'm starting the testimonials first, then recent transactions, yeah, who is opted in recently, who just gave you your lead, who's your recent sale, if you're selling something to your landing page. But if you, in case you're just starting off and you don't have testimonials, that's completely fine. But you can always have this one as a part of the social proof, telling people like a pop-up or notification that keeps coming on when they're on the landing page, which will tell them which will assure them that people are taking action. And a quick disclaimer I want to tell you over here is, do not fake this. Okay, karma is going to hit you right on your butt. So be authentic and real and share about whatever are the recent transactions. So how do you do that? I just want to give you some bonuses. There are a couple of tools you can check, and I'm nowhere affiliated with these tools, not even Amity University, but I use them personally, even for a lot of clients that I worked for in the past when I was working as a consultant. But you can use these two tools for social proof. Okay, Nudgify is a tool that's a paid tool, but if you don't have budget, if you're low on budget, you can go with a free to use tool and get your feet wet and practice on this tool. So this is the tool that's social proof by Zap ERP. Yeah. So that's that. And the fifth one is call to action. Of course, you need to have one call to action, and that is something that's got to be clearly visible. Clearly visible. One more time, clearly visible. Okay. And the color, the font, the color scheme, everything should be something that attracts people and tell them that this is what they need to do. Okay. So, need to keep that in mind. Also, you can have multiple call to action buttons, and that totally depends on what your product is, what your service, like what is it that you're offering, how long your landing page is going to be, again depending on your product that you have or your strategy that you have. So you can have multiple buttons, but the call to action is always one. Okay, no other places to click on. That's the thing. So these are the 5 most essential components in essence, in respect to, on a landing page. So hook and headline, video, copywriting, social proof, and call to action. Yeah. Then let's go to the next bonus thing that I have for you, and that is the hero section. So what is the hero section? The hero section is the first part of the landing page when you land on it. And what do you see there when you land on that as the first part of it, also called as above the fold? The hero section's winning structure, and it has been tested not just by me, but all the successful marketeers who are doing millions and billions in revenue every month and year. And this is what you can't go without. You cannot miss any of this. Okay, you can play around with the structure a little bit, but you need to have this in the hero section. Hook should be there as in the top, then followed by a video. You need to be talking about benefits and keep it, give some bullet points there. And the formula to that is kiss. Yeah, kiss more like that. Keep it short and simple and be straightforward. I understand that your benefit, you want to talk about a lot of things and you're emotionally attached to your product. But if you are driven by emotions only when it comes to creating your content on your landing page in respect to the copywriting, you will not be able to get people's attention for long. Because let's face it, with the short form content becoming viral now, reels, YouTube shorts, yeah, stuff like that, people at a subconscious level are now becoming used to spend like short form content. That means you don't want to just put in there so much of things or bullet points or words to read that it starts to look like more of an article or a blog and becomes boring. So you want to go straight forward, shooter style. This is what it is. This is what it'll do for them. That's it. And the call to action button, of course, should be there inside the hero section itself with an urgency and scarcity element right there. So let me just stop sharing the screen and then I will tell you what this is. Okay, so scarcity and urgency element is by simply adding a countdown timer. Yeah. And it should be placed strategically close to or right next to the call to action button, wherever you're putting it. And what the last section that we've talked about in this quick lesson for you, InstaClass for you, is the hero section. So hero section is the top of the landing page. So when someone comes on your landing page, visits your landing page, chances are more than 70 to 80% of your audience are going to bounce off just by looking at your hero section of your landing page alone. And that is the reason why that section particularly is called as the hero section, because majority of people will make a decision whether they want to take that call, action that you're asking them to take, or whether they want to read through your content more, just based on your hero section alone. Makes sense. So these are the most essential components, vital components of a landing page. And I took you through the concept, the components, and also the winning structure of a hero section in particularly. Yeah. So that's pretty much about it. This is so we're about 25 minutes in already. So I think it's time to just get over with the session. This is Rohan once again signing off. Thank you for being here, and keep learning, keep going, keep growing.